What is up, everybody? This is Crave coming to you from North Awakens, and we are going to be doing a special how-to video today. The video is going to be how to 3-star any Town Hall 8 base. And of course, obviously, the skeptics are going to come out initially and say, alright, well, there's definitely not one strategy that you can use to 3-star a base. But at Town Hall 8, that is not the case. And this doesn't mean that this strategy is the best strategy for any base, but it does mean that you can absolutely use this strategy on any base with just a little bit of understanding on hog pathing and where to place heals and things like that. And we're going to talk about all those things today. So I'm going to show y'all 3 examples of what we're going to be trying to do here. We're going to get down to number 27. This is going to be our first example. Study of 1B is going to be showing us. But first of all, so you're going to look at a base. Obviously not the best layout here, but you're going to look at a base, see, let's just scout it first. And you're going to look and see, okay, first of all, the first thing you're going to want to deal with is the clan castle. And in this first video, we're going to be showing how to attack in 3-star base with this strategy on more of the anti-2 style bases that you're going to find in most wars. Is Town Hall 8. In arranged wars, you'll see more anti-3s, but very, very rarely are you going to find those unless you're in some arranged wars. So when we get a next arranged war, we'll show some examples of that. But for this one, we're definitely going to stick to the anti-2, layouts and show examples from that, because that's what you're going to find in most of your everyday wars. So if you look at this base, he's going to try to, of course, first lure the clan castle, which it's an easy lure. Sometimes you're going to want to take out some defenses to create your initial break in defenses, so that after that you can take out the base in a clockwise or counterclockwise motion, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a little bit, placing a couple hogs on each defense to work your way circularly around the base, so that when you use your heals, you're gonna use them more effectively. But I would have done the same thing. He decides to use 1 hog for the lure, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring 2 poisons. You're gonna bring 2 poisons. You're gonna double poison the CC. Most time in these wars, also you're gonna see dragons. You use your first poison, and then the second, once that one starts to die off, you'll take out anything that can be in a Town Hall 8 CC except for a P.E.K.K.A. If it's a P.E.K.K.A., then what you're going to need to do is pull it out with, you're going to have 5 wizards, and the rest are all hogs. Hogs in the clan castle, and 36 hogs of your own, and 5 in the clan castle. So 41 hogs, 5 wizards. You're going to want to pull out, if it's a P.E.K.K.A., you're going to want to pull it out to the corner with one of your wizards, set down your Barb King, and use his ability, and use maybe 1 more wizard, and you'll take it out. And then use your poisons later in the raid for skeletons. Maybe use 1 on the P.E.K.K.A. as well. But it's going to be a dragon most of the time, so we're going to deal with that. So first of all, we're going to just start this raid and show he's going to poison. He's going to pull out the clan castle with the 1 hog, as I said. And now I'm going to speed it up a little bit because he's just poisoning CC, waiting for it to die out. You'll know when it's died out when the loon goes down, if there is a loon. Okay, and now he's used the second poison. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to think, and you should obviously have this pre-planned in the raid, but now you're thinking where you're going to start deploying the hogs. You're going to want to break the initial defensive ring that normally exists. So deploying those and then going in that counter or counterclockwise motion. It doesn't really matter. What you're going to want to do is keep reinforcing the hogs that goes around, and you want to heal in the bomb possibilities. If you know there's a giant bomb or a double giant bomb, you're going to want to send initial hogs possibly to deal with that, and to literally create bacon on purpose, so that the rest of your hogs will be completely safe, because you got 3 hills and you got 41 hogs. Creating bacon is actually a good thing as long as you're doing it with 10 or less hogs, I would say. So that's actually a good thing. Or the only other way you can do it is if you know your pathing of your hogs well, you can actually path certain ones around the double giant bomb if it's not a well-made one, like you'll see in this raid. So we're going to go ahead and speed it up and watch what 1B does. He deploys his king first to actually king swap, and then also tank for his hogs, which what I recommend doing is deploying the king either to king swap, but if the king's deeper, wait and deploy the king in a place where there's multiple point defenses. So here he's going to decide to go counterclockwise. He uses his first heal, and he's going to keep reinforcing his hogs now as he goes around in that motion. And the double giant bomb comes here, and the way he approaches it with those CC hogs at the very end, he places a heal, but the way his hogs approach that, obviously you can tell they're not going to create bacon from the mass majority of them because of the way he deploys hogs. So that's the basic idea, and a lot of times what you see, if you really do the job right, you're going to have a heal left over. Sometimes dealing with the king late in the raid will make it to where make it a little bit more difficult, but if you handle the bombs correctly, it's going to be a 3-star. Springs aren't going to stop you. Skellies aren't going to stop you. Enemy king isn't going to stop you. It's just the bomb. So as long as you path around those correctly, you're going to be completely fine. Okay, so now we're going to watch another example. We're going to show this raid by Oshawa next. So, okay, here it's a little bit better of a base design. It's got some more bomb possibilities. Most likely, if you're going to see him in the top left and right bases. So, what he does actually is send in a hog to try to trigger them, which is very smart. And also, at the same time, he's going to get the clan castle lure. So he deploys it, and he does. He gets a Tesla and one of the bomb triggers. He's going to go ahead and do the double poison. Once again, we'll speed up through that. Okay, clan castle's gone. He's going to trigger one more bomb here to try to fish for, and he does that. Okay, so now he knows literally he has a clan castle full of hogs and 34 of his own. So he's got 39 hogs for one bomb in the base, and he's got 3 heals. So the damage is done. And here on a base like this, you can tell sometimes you don't need to go into circular motion. He just goes with a 2-finger drop from the top because he's already taken all the bombs. He doesn't really need to dance around the base. The hogs are going to do the damage on their own. Just keep him healed up when they start to encounter a lot of point defense. And literally none of his hogs. And he just deploys the king over here to get the cleanup started quicker. So, yep, here come the hogs all the way down, and he uses the last heal at the bottom here, I believe. Pretty unnecessary, but better safe than sorry. Hogs will turn and kill the skellies. And the king often is the last thing the hogs will kill, and that's okay because the king is centralized often, but you're going to have enough hogs to get it done for the most part, almost always. And the great thing about this raid versus trying to do a drag loon, you could have, with the Zapquake drag loon, you have the haste now for the loons. It's also a pretty powerful attack in Town Hall 9 or Town Hall 8, but you're not getting really any good practice for when you get to the raids that matter at Town, or the more complicated raids that matter at Town Hall 9, where you got to understand hog pathing and things like that. So it's really going to help you in the long run if you learn this way and develop it, and you're going to 6-star war every war. So, or not, obviously, people make mistakes, but for the vast majority of the times, that's what's going to happen. Okay, so now Sherlock is going to send a couple hogs this time to get the CC lure and take out 2 defenses and get the double, get one of the giant bombs triggered. So if say it's a cleanup attack and you know where hogs are, even on these anti-2 layouts, and you can trigger a bomb in the lure, do so. If you can invest 10 or less hogs, it's gonna be worth it. I know that sounds like a lot, but you're bringing 41 hogs for the most part in these raids. It's gonna be worth it. So he pulls out the CC, takes a giant bomb out, and 2 defenses. Definitely worth it. And he's now created a break in the defenses to now his hogs will path in that clockwise or counterclockwise motion a lot easier. Again, we're going to go fast through this double poison. And now here come the hogs. See, heavy at first, I always recommend to clanmates. You want to go in heavy with your hogs at first and then reinforce them as the raid goes. So now a heal there for him, and he's going to keep sniping these point defenses with hogs as he goes around so that the main force of hogs can stay in the core, which is very important. That way they can all utilize the heals that you place down much more effectively. And you've seen most of his hogs are down by now. He's got 7 more. He's going to keep reinforcing. The king is up there tanking for 3-point defense, which is very, very, very important. It just makes it to where the hogs literally take no heat almost the whole raid because the bombs are negated by heals, and you're just swarming the base with hogs. I mean, look at that. If you want to speed up the process and ensure yourself that you're not going to run out of time, what you really want to do is make sure that you deploy the wizards as the hogs are moving around the base and taking out defenses, so that, because they'll be safe to clear them because there won't be any defense in those areas, deploy one wizard as you go around in the clockwise motion, just a little bit after the hogs go through there, and you're going to clean up bases a lot faster, and you're going to be left with plenty of time on the clock, and you're never going to run out of time because maybe, because you're taking the time to double poison the start and maybe even trip bombs, but with the extra time, you're really not